I think a successful OT partnership or engagement for direct defense usually starts with the first conversation. And the first conversation is typically far beyond just, we need this assessment done. Typically for like where pen testing is, because I think pen testing is so much farther advanced and along than, IT or OT assessment work is. The first conversation goes into the client actually saying things like, I don't know. I don't have the answer. We're not sure, right? And I think that's a really big indicator that that they're not just, hey, come in here and assess this and give me my report so we can get on with this. They're actually coming to us with, you need to help us find out some of these answers because we're really kind of in a rock and a hard place. We don't have answers to this and we need to be able to move forward with whether it's an engagement or an assessment or a product, an overhaul of the design of this, this potential plant or this manufacturing unit, whatever it might be. So that's, I think, the first thing, right? The second thing becomes where we get really pulled into a lot of OT stuff is there's a lot of OT technology out there, a lot of really good OT technology out there that is doing ongoing scanning, sending ongoing telemetry to the security folks. I think where we start to see a really good engagement is when the prospects or the customers are asking direct defense to come in and operate those technologies for them, not because they don't know how, but because those devices are hooked up to networks, like I said earlier, that run manufacturing plants, right? That become the lifeblood of that company, right? Which there's not a lot of security people that want to be responsible for taking down a manufacturing plant. There's not a lot of security people that want to be the reason why a company missed their quarterly numbers, right? And that when you start putting that type of risk in front of security folks, where that's not their day-to-day job, they lean on direct defense to say, hey, we've got these new technologies, we've got these devices, we have these things here. Can you help us tune this? Can you help us create a success path for us getting results from these new technologies that we've purchased? Because we need them. We need to make sure they're running. We need to make sure we're getting good results from them. But we don't want to just flip on some of these new technologies, right? And then all of a sudden be responsible for, taking down this, this portion of the network for days at a time when that costs the company, millions of dollars. So I think that's when we start to see a real successful relationship, is when the client is starting to lean on us beyond just our assessment work. They're leaning on us for our actual knowledge in the industry, asking us for suggestions, taking our suggestions forward, implementing those suggestions, right? And getting better, like, in this whole security maturity evolution, and then coming back to us, right? Year over year with more plants, more manufacturing, more divisions of the company. That's where we've seen the most success with the OT type customers.